Hello there. Yes, I'm a very important businessman. No, I'm too important for you. That's performance oil leakage, I've been told. That's supposed to happen. No! Hey, my name is Andy, and today I'm going to be answering one question. Is this the worst BMW 7 Series in the world? Let's go. Now, I borrowed this car from a friend of mine, Matt, who actually featured in another one of my videos, which you can go check out. He bought this car for $1,800 and it had a sticker price of over 150 grand when it was new. This is not his daily driver, it's in fact the parts car, and the remaining bits that actually work on it are gonna be stripped off to put onto his other 7 Series. So let's begin with a text message that Matt sent me the day before I showed up to film with this car. It went along the lines of, the car is very broken, here's an entire list of what's wrong with it, and don't forget to bring a towel because the seats might be wet. This car is not a convertible. It does not have a hole in the roof. So the fact that these seats are wet leads me to my first point. This car is very, very broken. This sunroof, for example, is a closed metal sunroof, yet it leaks. It just pours water in and drenches the whole insides. And when I arrived at the car this morning, there was condensation all along there, all along here. The whole headliner was being held up by tacks, but now just kind of sags. This doesn't attach anymore. There is no hinge that stops the door from opening. This is missing. In the door here, you've got a random assortment of broken BMW bits. Special mention to the BMW performance tape that holds this part of the bumper on. Matt told me that this is a very expensive composite material that is incredibly lightweight and super strong, and it is a BMW factory approved item. The cracked bumper is for improved aerodynamics, I've been told. These are the parking sensors, front and rear, mind you. They don't work, they just beep constantly. The paint on this car is one of the only things that is in pristine condition. By that I mean it's completely ruined. All of it flaky, old, degraded, kind of just coming off really. It's good, bit of polish, it'll buff out. Every single time I start up the car and drive it, this just disconnects. It shifts its way back and yeah, comes right the way off. Oh fuck, that's ruined, that doesn't work. Standard, normal. Why don't we go under the bonnet? I'll show you what's under there. Oh, gas struts under here, on their way out. That's performance oil leakage, I've been told. That's supposed to happen. This flaky degradation, normal, completely normal. They put this rain thing right on top of a box full of a whole bunch of 1990s electronics, which, oh my God, there is so much stuff that could just break and go wrong under there. One very cool feature on this car, and I'm not even kidding this time, is the Brembo Brakes. This car has Brembo brakes and drilled rotors. Now, I'm not too sure that came on the car to begin with, but it is a very welcome addition considering there is so much air in this braking system. So the upgraded Brembos are definitely a welcome addition. I will say the build quality in this car is actually pretty sublime. You've got nice wood grain all along and in the back that continues all the way around. You've got felt lining in the bottom of all the doors, wooden shift knob, leather everything, beautiful leather seats. To be honest, this car, it's quite nice. It's shit, like this version is horrible, but the 7 Series from the 90s is, I think it's quite an underrated car. Oh, I just touched that. That is sticky. Come on, man, I was just giving you credit and you, Now the 7 Series was the most luxurious, most advanced model you could buy from BMW in the 90s, and as such came with a bunch of really cool things like this infotainment system. Now bear in mind this car came out in 1995, but you could watch TV on this. Up in here, all of these screens showed trip information and data like that, and probably the coolest thing from any 90s BMW, a BMW car phone. Hello there. Yes, I'm a very important businessman. No, I'm too important for you, but this led to a lot of accidents, and yeah, there's a reason they don't include this anymore. But how cool is that? BMW corded cable phone for your car. That's awesome. It gets some points for that. So now that I have the car running, I'm gonna show you through all of the electronics that don't work in this car. Oh, shut up. There's one. This screen works, but there's unlimited error codes. Now, check tail lights, and apparently it's minus 40 degrees Celsius outside. That perfectly explains why I'm wearing a t-shirt with an open collar. Yeah. This is the infotainment screen, still in factory condition, working, kind of. AC unit looks to work, but when you actually turn it up, it doesn't seem to blow any kind of cold air, just hot. Gross hot air. Look at me, I'm sweating. Sunroof? Nope. Oh, fuck. And that hasn't fixed it. Parking brake light works and pedal, but it doesn't actually stop you. It looks like it works, but it doesn't work. These seats though, very comfy, which is great because the suspension in this car has collapsed, so the comfy seats make up for the shocking suspension. Now, while the original phone connectivity is stuffed, thankfully, we've got new type of phone connectivity, which is this UE boom. It sits right here and plays tunes because the car's fucked. Matt likes to carry around a jack with him everywhere he goes, as well as a full toolkit and a bunch of spare parts. You pay $1,800 for a BMW 7 Series, that's kind of what you have to expect. Now, there is one thing that works incredibly well in this car, and that is its 3-liter V8 engine. Take a listen to this. How good is that? So I've talked about all the broken things on this car, but now let's get it out on the road and see how it drives. Oh yeah. Creak, steering rack. No way. Oh my God, the brakes do not work at all. This car over speed bumps, which is what we're going over now, oh, absolutely sucks. The suspension in this car is truly gone. Steering is very responsive, thankfully. A little bit off center, but not too bad. I'm just thankful that it works. The brakes don't, but the steering does. There is something about a big V8. Yes! Come on, man! While it is big and heavy and it's carrying around a big jack in the boot as well as just a loose battery, this car is just so nonsensical. It makes no sense, but at the same time, all of the niggles and all of the faults and all of the problems with this car melt away as soon as you get behind the wheel, including the very sticky steering wheel. The V8 in this is very good at turning money, i.e. petrol, into noise. You pour money in and sound just comes screaming out of the back. So addictive, man. There is a reason this car was 150 grand plus when new, and I mean 150 grand for this, the 730. There was a 750 model of this as well, which had a V12. That would have been incredible. Is this the worst BMW 7 Series in the world? Yes, but also no, and here's why. It is the worst BMW 7 Series in the world. I would struggle to find one that is more broken than this. This is probably the most broken BMW 7 Series in the world. But is it the worst? No. A, because it's a parts car and it's probably gonna die anyway. But B, because as soon as you get behind the wheel of this thing, all of those problems seem to melt away, and that big screaming V8 engine just has the most intoxicating noise. The engine is probably leaking all sorts of fluid, coolant, oil, from the top, bottom, both ends, but none of that matters because the car just will not give up. We are going to be doing a lot more videos with this car coming up in the future. We might be off-roading it, we could be doing a road trip in it, but there is so much more to come, so be sure to stick around, stay tuned. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe and follow along on the journey, and I'll see you guys in the next video. That's incredible.